Welcome to the heartbeat of Chicago, the show where the talk is as real as it gets. This is Chi-Town 2K24, your late night sanctuary for unfiltered, uncut conversations. I'm Charlie Mack, here to keep it 100 with you.
And I'm Royalty, bringing a dose of truth with a touch of class. We're about to dive deep into the stories and voices that make this city what it is. So kick back, relax, and get ready for a journey into the soul of Chi-Town 2K24.
From the streets to the suites, we're covering it all. Men being men, women adding wisdom, and every perspective in between. Let's get this started. Chi-Town 2K24.
Welcome back, Chicago. This is Charlie Mack, and you're tuned into the second episode of Chi-Town 2K24. We out TM thrilled to be here again, aren't we, Royalty?
Absolutely, Charlie. Our first episode was a blast, and the response from our listeners was incredible. We're so excited to dive into today's show.
Today is special. We're calling it The Second Coming. We're sharing the journey of how this podcast came to be, how Royalty and I connected, and the vision behind Chi-Town 2K24.
And we can't go any further without giving a massive shout out to our executive producer and show creator, George Ware. His dedication and hard work make this show what it is.
Shout outs to him, blessing to him and his family. So, Royalty, remember how we first met? It was at that community event downtown. You were speaking about empowering youth, and I was there talking about neighborhood initiatives.
Oh, I remember. We both were passionate about making a change in Chicago. But it was George who saw something more in our interaction that day. But I didn't forget you tried to put your moves on me. I said, look at this old man.
Okay, you're right. But right about George, the man with the vision. He approached us after the event, saying he had this idea for a podcast that would showcase the real Chi-Town, the good, the challenging, and everything in between.
And I was intrigued, but it was the chance to work with you, Charlie, that really sealed the deal for me. Your energy, your connection with the community, it was exactly what this city needed to hear.
So ladies and gentlemen, that's how we came to be. And here we are, co-hosting Chi-Town 2K24, thanks to George's keen eye for potential. It's been quite the journey, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and it's only just begun. This show is our platform to bring the voices of Chicago into the spotlight, and I couldn't have asked for a better partner in this mission. But I like the way you sidestepped what I said.
Welcome back, Chicago. Today on Chi-Town 2K24, we've got some heartwarming stories from our community. First up, Royalty. Have you heard about the Gray Matter experience?
Yes, indeed. Who have not heard of them? Charlie, it's an amazing initiative providing entrepreneurial experience to underserved high school students. They're literally shaping the future business leaders of our city.
That's incredible. And then there's Affinity, serving the Black LGBTQ plus community since 1995. Their work in health, wellness, and safety is truly commendable.
Absolutely. Speaking of commendable efforts, Black Girls Break Bread has been uplifting women and girls in Chicago since 2017. Their work in creating safe spaces and providing essential services is vital. Community
upliftment is key, and Rebuild the Hood is doing just that. Investing in small businesses and real estate in distressed areas. That's how you bring about real change.
A true change indeed, Charlie. And on the topic of change, Increase the Peace has been phenomenal. They've been promoting peace and developing young leaders since 2016.
Let's not forget the African American legacy. Partnered with the Chicago Community Trust. They are a beacon of Black philanthropy, supporting grassroots and nonprofits in our community.
You never hear about these stories or organizations in the mainstream media, Charlie. This is how each of these organizations reflects the resilience and creativity of the African American community right here in Chicago. Whether it's through entrepreneurship, advocacy, community development, or philanthropy, they're making a real difference.
You're right. These stories show the power of community and the importance of giving back. It's a reminder that no matter where you come from, you have the potential to make a positive impact.
Absolutely, Charlie. And it's these stories that we need to bring to the forefront. These are the narratives that need to be told, the ones that inspire and empower not just our community, but everyone in Chi-Town.
Listeners, this is what Chi-Town 2K24 is all about. Highlighting the unsung heroes in our community, the change makers, the trailblazers. It's about shining a light on the good happening right in our backyard. Hey Royalty, have you heard about the latest on the Obama Presidential Center in Jackson Park?
Yes, Charlie. The construction that began in August 2021 is set to complete in October 2025. It's not just a library, but a hub for community engagement and education, reflecting President Obama's legacy.
That's right, and it's going to be the first fully digitized presidential library. Think about the access to history and knowledge it'll provide.
You know, it's right here on the South Side, bringing a spotlight to our community. It's exciting to see such an important project develop in our city.
It sure is. This center will be a significant addition to Chicago's cultural and educational landscape. Can't wait to see it completed.
And let's talk about the impact, Charlie. The center is not just a landmark, it's a source of inspiration, especially for young people in our community. Imagine the educational programs and opportunities it will bring.
Exactly, Royalty. It's about legacy and the future. President Obama's story, his rise from the South Side of Chicago to the White House, it's a powerful message. This center will embody that.
It's also a huge boost for our local economy. Think about the jobs during construction and the ongoing roles once it opens. This is a big win for Chicago.
Absolutely, Royalty. It's a testament to what we can achieve. The Obama Presidential Center is more than a building. It's a beacon of hope and progress right here in Chi-Town. What I'm going to really dread is opening day. The amount of people across the world, dignitaries from other countries, celebrities, past and future presidents. It's going to be chaotic on the South Side. That's good for our community to see what's it like, because places like Wrigleyville, Irving Park, and downtown communities get a chance to experience these all the time. This would be the first for the South Side.
Before we end our community segment today, there's some encouraging news from the Chicago Police Department. The end-of-year crime stats for 2023 show a significant drop in murders and shootings. Last year, there were 617 murders, down from 709 the year before. Shootings also decreased to 2,452 compared to 2,829 in 2022. The number of shooting victims dropped to 2,883 from 3,484. This decline reflects the positive impact of community efforts and initiatives to promote safety and reduce violence in our city. Welcome to the entertainment segment of Chi-Town 2K24. Today, we're thrilled to have with us a rising star, Duchess the Princess. Born in Chicago and raised in Atlanta, she's back in the Windy City. Duchess, tell us about your new album.
Thanks for having me, Royalty. This album is a journey back to my roots, a mix of neo-soul and poetry. It's inspired by legends like Lauryn Hill and Tupac. Their authenticity and depth have always influenced my music.
That's powerful. Can you share what inspired some of the songs on this album?
Absolutely. Each song is a piece of my story, my experiences growing up in Atlanta and coming back to Chicago. For instance, Streets of Truth is about finding my path, influenced by the raw honesty of Tupac and Lauryn's soulful introspection.
At just only 22, you've created something profound. What do you hope your listeners take away from this album?
I want them to feel the soul in the music, the stories behind the lyrics. It's about being true to oneself and facing life's challenges head on, just like my inspirations taught me through their music.
That's a beautiful perspective, Duchess. Let's give our listeners a taste of your art. Here's a snippet from Streets of Truth.
Walking down the lane of my past, echoes of struggle, shadows they cast. Each step a story, lessons amassed. In the streets of truth, my dice is cast. In the streets of truth, I found my way. Echoes of wisdom in what I say. Walking with the legends of yesterday, carrying the torch. I like the way.
Wow, that's incredible. What's your favorite song on the album, and what's the story behind it?
It's hard to choose, but I'd say Echoes of the Heart. It's about the struggle of being heard and understood. It's inspired by Lauryn Hill's emotional depth and powerful storytelling.
In the depths of the night, my heart finds its voice. Distinct tales of struggle, triumph and choice. Through the silence, my words rise and rejoice. In the echoes of the heart, I find my poise. In the shadows, my spirit takes flight. Every lyric a beacon shining bright. In this symphony of life, I hold tight. To the echoes that guide me through the night.
Your music truly speaks to the soul, Duchess. What message do you want to send to young artists out there?
Believe in your voice. The music industry is tough, but authenticity is your greatest asset. Be true, like my idols Lauren and Pac, and let your heart speak through your music.
Duchess, I must say my favorite track is Crown Unseen. It really speaks to the power of self-belief and overcoming challenges. With your name being Duchess the Princess, did this play a role in making the song?
Of course, that song is close to my heart, Royalty. With this album, I want to break barriers. I aspire to inspire, especially young women who are finding their voice. I hope my album is a testament that genuine art and true storytelling have a place in today's music scene, and is a bonus that I'm of royalty. No pun intended.
None taken. Where do you see yourself in your music in the future?
I envision myself not just as an artist, but as a voice for change. I want to use my platform to address issues close to my heart and keep creating music that resonates with people's real-life experiences. I will be a multi-platinum artist. I will dominate the industry, winning multiple Grammys, Billboard Awards.
Duchess, before we continue, introduce Crown Unseen.
That song is all about the unseen battles we fight and the unseen victories we win every day. Crown Unseen.
I wear a crown unseen, made of my dreams. In a world that's hush, I find my themes. Voice for the voiceless and the unseen queen. In my soul's mirror, reflections gleam. Crown unseen, in the shadows it gleams. Silent strength in the night it beams. Rising above, breaking the seams. In every challenge my spirit redeems.
It's a powerful message. Duchess, you truly are a voice for the unseen and unheard. Thank you for sharing your music and your story with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. This meant everything to me, to be able to come back home where my mom and I was born. Thank you, Chi-Town 2K24.
And we're back, Chi-Town 2K24. What a fantastic interview with Duchess the Princess. Royalty, you did an amazing job. I'm just bummed I missed out on meeting her. She's going places, mark my words.
Thanks, Charlie. It was such an inspiring conversation. Duchess is definitely a rising star with a powerful message in her music.
Listeners, you heard it here first. Keep an eye on Duchess the Princess. She's bringing something special to the music scene, and that's what Chi-Town 2K24 is all about, spotlighting the talent and stories from our city. Welcome back, Chi-Town. In today's The Letter segment, we've got a letter from Susan that's sure to stir up some discussion. Royalty, will you do the honors?
Dear Charlie, Mack, and Royalty, I'm in a dilemma. I'm married but have been secretly seeing both a girlfriend and a boyfriend. I wish to live a polygamous lifestyle, but I fear my husband, who is deeply religious, will not understand. I'm torn between my desires and the fear of losing my family. How do I navigate this situation without hurting the people I love? Susan.
Susan, while I believe in personal freedom and being true to oneself, there are ethical considerations in any relationship, especially when it involves others' feelings and beliefs.
I strongly disagree, Charlie. Relationships are built on trust and honesty. Engaging in secret relationships, especially when it contradicts your partner's values, is not just unfair, it's harmful. Susan needs to consider the consequences of her actions on her family.
I understand where you're coming from, Royalty, but I also think we need to acknowledge the complexity of human emotions and relationships. Susan's situation requires deep introspection and open communication with her husband.
Absolutely, communication is key. But let's not forget the importance of respect and commitment in a marriage. Susan needs to be honest with her husband and be prepared for the possible
I think we can
outcomes.
agree, though, that Susan's situation is a clear example of how complex and varied human relationships can be. It's not black and white, and each person's journey is unique.
True, life is complex, Charlie, but we also have to consider the impact of our choices on others. In a marriage, it's not just about what one person wants, it's about mutual respect and understanding.
Absolutely, Royalty. Susan, it's essential to consider all angles and consequences before making any decisions. Honesty and open communication are key, even if it's difficult. The old cliche, what's done in the dark shall come to the light.
And remember, Susan, seeking professional advice or counseling could also be helpful in navigating these challenging waters. It's important to handle such situations with care and thoughtfulness.
Listeners, what do you think? How would you handle such a situation? Let us know your thoughts. That's it for today's The Letter. Stay tuned for more Chi-Town 2K24.
Charlie, check out what our listeners across Chicago in response to The Letter. Let's hear what they have to say. Tasha from Southside. Susan's story is tough. Honesty is key in any relationship. It's better to be upfront than to live a lie. Mark from Westside. Everyone's journey is different. Susan should communicate her feelings openly with her husband. That's the foundation of any strong relationship. Linda from Wild Hundreds. In a relationship, it's about mutual respect and understanding. Susan needs to consider the impact of her actions on her family. Derek from Low End. Life is complicated. Susan's happiness is important, but so is her family's. Open and honest communication is the only way forward. Jasmine from Northside. Love can be complex. If Susan and her husband can find common ground and understanding, that's what truly matters. And that's a wrap for The Letter. We loved hearing your thoughts on The Letter. Keep those letters coming, Chi-Town. Your voices, your stories, they're what make this show. Send them in, and let's keep this conversation going.
Royalty, did you see the news? The Chicago Watchdog has finally reached full compliance with its consent decree obligations. That's huge for accountability in law enforcement.
I did, Charlie. It's a significant step towards reform. This means the department has met key standards for police practices, which should translate to better community relations and trust.
True, but there's still a long road ahead. Compliance is one thing, but the real test is how these changes play out on the streets. We need to see concrete improvements in policing.
Absolutely. It's about sustained changes, not just checking boxes. The community needs to feel the impact of these reforms. It's vital for building trust and ensuring justice.
Let's hope this marks the beginning of a new era in Chicago policing, one where transparency and fairness are at the forefront. Royalty, Police Commission's recent move? They've asked Chicago's Watchdog to investigate officers with ties to groups like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers.
I did, and it's a serious issue. Involvement with such groups raises critical concerns about bias and the potential for extremist views influencing law enforcement.
Exactly. It's about the integrity of our police force. We need officers who uphold the values of justice and equality, not those influenced by extremist ideologies.
You right. This investigation is vital for maintaining public trust in our police and ensuring our community's safety and rights are protected.
Royalty, this doesn't surprise me. History shows groups like the KKK infiltrating institutions, judges, politicians, you name it. It's a stark reminder of the deep-rooted issues we still face in our society.
It's a harsh reality, Charlie. These revelations underscore the need for rigorous vetting and continuous oversight in our institutions. We can't turn a blind eye to these problems.
There you have it, one-on-one with politics. All right, Royalty, let's talk hoops. My Mount Rushmore of NBA greats: Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Scottie Pippen. This lineup is classic, unbeatable in skills, teamwork,
That's a
and
legendary list,
championships.
Charlie. But let me introduce my top picks. Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic. This team represents the evolution of the game: versatility, athleticism, and a new style of play.
I respect that, but let's talk about the era. My lineup comes from a time when the game was more physical, more about fundamentals. Jordan and Magic
True,
changed
but the
the
modern
game.
game has expanded. Curry revolutionized the three-pointer, LeBron's an all-around force, and Giannis and Jokic, they've redefined what big men can do on the court.
Let's start with MJ, the ultimate competitor. Jordan's impact is unmatched. 6 titles, relentless defense, and a killer instinct. He defined an era.
Stephen Curry, on the other hand, changed the game with his shooting. He's the greatest shooter we've ever seen and transformed how offenses are built.
Magic Johnson revolutionized the point guard position, a 6'9" player with the skills of a guard, a true game changer. There has not been a player other than Jordan and Bird that has impacted the NBA than Magic. Not even LBJ or Kobe.
And LeBron! He's the epitome of versatility. Can play and excel in all 5 positions. That's revolutionary. He's still playing, being the oldest player in the league. Still impacting the game and more.
Tim Duncan, the big fundamental. Consistency, leadership, and 5 championships. He wasn't flashy, but his impact on both ends of the court was monumental.
Kevin Durant, a scorer of the highest order. His ability to shoot over anyone and his efficiency, especially in clutch moments, puts him in a league of his own.
Hakeem Olajuwon, a defensive titan and an offensive powerhouse. His footwork and skill set were groundbreaking
Giannis
for a center.
Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. His athleticism combined with his ability to dominate inside and his improving outside game makes him unique.
And finally, Scottie Pippen. Not just MJ's sidekick, but a versatile forward who could do it all. His defense and all-around play were crucial to the Bulls dynasty.
Now rounding off with Nikola Jokic, the Joker. He's redefining what a center can be in the modern NBA with his passing, shooting, and basketball IQ.
All right, royalty, let's talk championships. My lineup boasts an impressive 20 championships in total. We're talking about legends like Jordan with 6 rings, Magic with 5, and not to forget Duncan's and Olajuwon's combined 7.
That's historic, Charlie, but don't underestimate my lineup's achievements. LeBron's got 4, Curry's got 3, and the others are still dominating. Plus, it's not just about the past, it's about the impact and evolution they bring to the game.
I respect the evolution, but those numbers speak for themselves. It's about the legacy and the dominance during their time.
And true, but basketball is ever evolving. What my lineup represents is the future of the game. Versatility, athleticism, and a new approach to winning.
You're right, royalty. Adding Pippen's 6 championships to my lineup brings the total to 26. That's a hard number to beat. It's a testament to their era's competitive spirit and skill.
But let's not forget Charlie. KD has 2 championships. Giannis and Jokic are NBA MVPs, and Curry's impact on the game is undeniable. The game evolves, and so does the way championships are won. All right, Chi-Town, that wraps up our Mount Rushmore debate. We want to hear from you. Send us your NBA Mount Rushmore and join the debate. Who's in your lineup and why? Let's see if you can beat our selections. Thanks for tuning in and keep those basketball debates coming.
This episode took us deep into the heart of Chicago's communities, discussing the strides we're making from youth entrepreneurship to police reform. Our debate on the NBA Mount Rushmore was a thrilling dive into sports history, comparing legends across eras.
We've also touched on critical issues like police accountability and community responses. They aren't just informative, they're essential to understanding our city's dynamic. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Chicago's stories. Your engagement makes Chi-Town 2K24 what it is. We're looking forward to your contributions and debates. Until next time, stay empowered, stay connected.
That's it for tonight's episode of Chi-Town 2K24. Thanks for joining us in this no-holds-barred conversation. It's been real, it's been raw, and it's been all about Chicago.
Don't forget to follow us on all social platforms. Until next time, keep it classy and stay safe out there.